Already? Lights in the way. Gonna see Frozen 2. Let's do this.
Thank you.
Printing your tickets now.
Don't forget to visit the retail stand. Thank you.
Hey Google, start the festive season.
Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Ha 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 ha. Definitely my favourite song throughout that movie. Whew. Anyways, welcome to my Frozen 2 spoiler review.
Into the unknown.
Into the unknown. Whew. Okay. Right, let's do this. What's up, everyone? It is me, Elusive Owl, and welcome to my Frozen 2 spoiler review. Yes, so this is a spoiler review for Frozen 2 that I went to see yesterday, and I'm recording this the day after I went to see the movie. Literally after the movie, I just had a McDonald's, and I had a long nap after that, and I've stayed up most of the night, really. I'm a little bit restless, but I'll be okay. I'll survive. I'll survive. Hey. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to be reviewing the anticipated sequel to the movie Frozen 2 that came out on Friday the 22nd, I believe. 22nd. Yeah, it was 22nd that it came out of Frozen in the UK. It came out on the 15th worldwide. In across the ocean in US as such. So yes, this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie of Frozen 2, do not watch this video. Do not watch this video because I am going to be giving spoilers left, right, centre of what I thought about it. Let me get a little light on for just a sec, so that you can actually see me up and clear. Yes, and since we are in the festive period, nearly, I thought, why not wear this this Christmas T-shirt? It says, "Dear Santa, I can explain." So yeah. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get into Frozen 2. Alright, so speaking. Alright, I keep singing Into the Unknown. Now let me get into how we get into that song. So, let's bring us back to the start of the movie. So the start of the movie sees little Elsa and Anna as children, and they were, I think, playing with the snow, and Elsa's using the magic to recreate stuff until their dad walked in. But I think what was most important was their mother, and there was also a reference in there as well of a "Do you want to build a snowman?" After what their mother told them about the the sea of the past called Otterhollen. And that is mainly the focus of, that's also a subsided plot to the movie, but the main focus was Elsa's powers and how she got them in the first place, and it comes later on at the very end of the movie. I'll get onto that. But yeah, Anna, I think it was Anna. Anna mentioned that she says Elsa during their mother's song. She said, "Hey, do you want to build a snowman later? Do you want to build a snowman later?" I was like, "Hey, throwback!" So yeah, there were throwback references in there. So yeah, a lot of quite a few. Do you want to build a snowman reference, beginning and end. So after that, we cut then to 6 years later, which I believe 6 years later, or 5. I don't know how many years it was. 3 or 5. 3 or 5 years later after what happened to them in the first movie. From what I heard in certain reviews. I think so. I'm not sure, but I think to me, I'd go with the Frozen timeline and say 6. So 6 years, and Elsa hears a weird sound that goes just calling out from above to the North Sea, and she's like, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that?" And one of the members of Arendelle said, "No, don't hear it." But yeah, it kept playing that that siren call throughout her head over and over and over again, and it's like a calling, like it's calling out to her. It's calling to go where that voice is at, where it's first calling out, and we find out that the voice is at the Otterhollen Sea. That's where Elsa goes later on during the movie. What else have I put here? Oh yeah, the song, yes. Now we get into the song, Into the Unknown. Now to me, this was, I think this was their next approach to the Let It Go song, because as we all know, Let It Go is one of the big time Disney songs of all. One of the biggest Disney songs of all time. Could this be the next Let It Go? To me, not really. I mean, Let It Go will always be at the top, like one of the best of the Disney songs. Into the Unknown, you never know. It might be one amongst there. But when I heard it, I literally, when I was watching it, I got goosebumps. So, to Adina Menzel, who plays Elsa, wow. Wow. Round of applause to you, woman. Round of applause to you. Holy crap. Does she bust out some vocals in her? Wow. No wonder she's been featured in big musical performance like Wicked, and as well as Frozen as well. But Wicked was the first that... Actually, Frozen was the first that I firstly knew her, and then I listened to Wicked afterwards, and yeah, that's when I became like very, very invested in Idina Menzel. So yeah, for that song alone, big props to you, because with vocals that high, jeez, you left me with bone chilling goosebumps just popping out from my arm, just all over, and at the end of the song, where she has these little ice stones. There's like symbols on them that you see in the at the forest, and there is 5 pillars with these. Well, there's four elements. I'll get to the elements now. There are 4 elements that that their mother told them, and that is. Apologise for what's happening downstairs, by the way. Earth, water, fire, and air. Those were the 4 elements that we all gathered. 5th one, not so sure what it is. Actually, the 5th one was ice, wasn't it, or water, something like that. No, it's not water. Earth, water, fire, air. So the 5th. Yeah, the fifth is Elsa anyway. So, yeah, might be ice. I'm not sure. Or the 5th is love. Not sure. But the fifth one turned out to be Elsa. Which I've now mainly explained the whole elements to what they are. But they really do come as a big part of a play in this movie. What else? We got another song for Christoph. Christoph's song "Lost in the Woods." Christoph's song "Lost in the Woods" has got to be a really throwback reference to the 80s or 90s, like top ballad song, and it shows scenes where he's in the tree just lounging back, and it's just and it shows another face of him with the same scene. It's just panning closer to him. It's like, and it's yeah, you know, like one of those classic 80s or 90s music videos that do that, where you have, I mean, take Grease for example, where Danny and Sandy was both looking at the distance, and they showed a split screen of 2 of them. You say that they were looking at each other, they were looking across the distance. It was like that. So take that like Grease. But yeah, Christoph, with his role, he tried to be the top man and tried to put a marriage proposal towards Anna. But Christoph, I just you know, with these princes, just like you want to, like, they offer, but then the woman then just like turns their attention towards somewhere else. It's just like, just accept it already. Yeah, just can't accept it firsthand. It just needs to keep on being delayed until we get to the very end. But that's what happened at the end. Christoph did manage to propose to Anna, and Anna said yes. And she became, well, Actually, I'll get to that point later. But yeah, Lost in the Woods was also a great song. Very ballad, very throwback 1890s pop ballad song. If you look at the transitions of how that song played out, it's just so familiar to how it looks. Oh yeah. Olaf was the comical genius in this movie once again. Oh, Olaf is a genius. Olaf is a genius at his own. Well, I'm not saying he's smart, but he's very smart at being funny. Which I think doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. Especially, there's two scenes that really made me laugh with Olaf. One was the recap to Frozen 1, where Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf meet. I forgot what they were called. The forest tribe. It's okay. I forgot what they were called. I want to say Netherrealm, but I don't think it is. I'm slightly there though, slightly coming close. But there were them. I'll just call them Forest Tribe, the Forest Tribe, and the Arendelle Guards. That were in the forest because they were trapped. They were trapped in that forest thanks to that misty fog thing that kept blocking them, and they couldn't find their way out. But yeah, when Olaf first says to them, right, here's a recap of what happened, and he literally recaps what happens in the first Frozen movie. It was Olaf was like, but then Anna died and stuff like that. Yeah, it was so funny for how each moment of emotion that he put into it very comically. It was just so well put. So well put. So for Josh Gratland, I think that's his name, for who played Olaf. Very funny once again in this movie. Very, very funny. And the second moment that I really liked was so when Elsa and Anna were searching out for that mystery voice once again, and maybe get some answers as well from the parents of what happened to them. Olaf said she's a little pitchy after, Elsa was singing out to the voice as well as they were coming across to the shipwreck, because they come across to a shipwreck during the scene. Olaf, again, once again, being the funny snowman that he is, says, or was it? I don't think it was that scene. Or maybe it was that scene. I know I'll have to watch the movie again at some point. But there's one point that he says, hello, Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Sven, Samantha. Samantha. And he just laughs and said, there is no Samantha. There isn't any Samantha. And then he just looks down the hole and says, Samantha? Oh my god, Josh Gretland. Josh Gretland. Once again, very funny in this movie. Very, very funny. So I highly rate Olaf in this. But I'll get to what happened to Olaf with Elsa later, when Elsa was going to Otto Holland. So, speaking of the shipwreck, Anna and Elsa find the shipwreck, and when they were in there, they found a map. They found the map to where their parents were actually going to, and I think they were heading to the north. But yeah, I think they were heading to the north. But then they said, I thought they were heading down south. But no, they were actually heading to Otto Holland. They were actually heading to Otto Holland to, I guess, to seek out the past of what they wanted. But it didn't work because Elsa uses the water memory that Olaf kept mentioning during this movie. Because as you all know, when Elsa created Olaf during the Let It Go song, she created a water memory function, somewhat in his water memory brain, that if he has one, I don't know, but he has a water memory. All of a sudden, strange, but yeah, whatever. I'll go with it. Yeah. Mine's going blank slightly now. It's like when I want to talk and then move on to a next subject, I talk about that, and then I'll try and go back to that subject, and then it just disappears. Doesn't it happen to you? It happens to me. Oh yeah. So when Elsa was using the water memory thing to see what happened to their parents, it shows in ice form that there was a big wave heading towards their parents, and possibly their parents could be dead. That is what I thought. Or they are just in a desert island somewhere that they feel abandoned and they just starving to death maybe still, or they're probably savages. I don't know. But to me, I think they're dead. Sadly. And after that, Elsa and what Elsa does next, I just think, I'm like, oh, she's doing it again. She's doing this again. It's like Frozen 1, you know, like Elsa's like, not Elsa. Anna's trying to help Elsa just rekindle her feelings so that she can that she wants her to come back to Arendelle so that everything could be sorted out once again. But Elsa's like, no, go away. I'm not the good girl. I'm a different person. But with this one, Elsa just pushes off Anna again because she wants to tackle this voice and to go to Otto Holland alone. So she just creates an ice boat, pushes off Anna along with Olaf, and they both head down to the stream where the earth golems are. So, meanwhile, while Anna and Olaf are still down there, they come across to a cave, and when they go into a cave, this is where the emotional bit happens. But after that, we cut to Elsa. She's going across the waves, as we saw in the trailer back in February, I believe. Like, she's attempting to go across the waves using that ice feet as well to go across it. Did not work twice or three times, and then when she was underwater, she comes across a spirit horse. That glowed its eyes, and Elsa couldn't believe it. So the only thing that she can try to do was, well, she led it away, or tried to destroy it. She destroyed it at first, but then just came back, and she had nothing to do but try and tame it. So she casted. This was a really cool moment, by the way. She casted like this little lasso, tamed it, put it across the water Trojan. I don't know what type I'll call this horse. I'll call it the water Trojan horse or something. She had this little lasso, put it across the water Trojan horse's neck, and then just tamed it. Got on top of it, rode across the sea, trying to fully tame it, and she was riding it. She was absolutely riding that Trojan horse. I was like, holy crap. She is amazing. She is amazing. She was great. She was great in this movie, Elsa. Okay. Alright, that was my sister. So, she reaches Otterholland along with the Trojan horse, and then she sings the song Show Yourself, which also is the part 2 version of Let It Go. And Into the Young Now as well. So while she's singing, she's like using her voice, going and then it's like copy and reprise it. And the voice reprise the direction of telling Elsa to go that way, 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 to go that way. Yeah. But with yeah. Yeah, try doing that at a disco. But yeah, when she comes across to the elements at the end of the song, she stood into the middle of the 5th element, and it glowed, shot up. Turns out she was the 5th element, and when that 5th element was uncovered, all the things that was glazed upon the wall was all the past of Anna, Elsa, and their parents. And it turns out the voice that was led in Elsa was in fact her mother. It was in fact her mother, and yeah, so throughout all that time in the movie, her mother was trying to tell Elsa that she is the one. She is the 5th element. Why she has attained her powers in the first place? That is because she belongs in the forest. Well, that of course that she also belongs to Arendelle, but also she can as well be the next element for the next airbender, I guess, for Earth, Water, Fire, and Air. Yeah, put on the next episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, or re-advise that show back. I'd like to see it. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's one part, like, during when she was uncovering her past, she then learns, and by the way, Prince Hans was also referenced in this movie. But he was part of a flashback during when she was down there to uncover the past. And she meets, well, she didn't meet him physically, but she met her grandfather of I forgot what they're called. The tribe, those tribe. And turns out he was betraying. I think he betrayed. He betrayed Arendelle. He betrayed Arendelle for that tribe, or something like that, and that's what Elsa just discovered. And then when Elsa tried to discover more of her past, deep down, she started to freeze up. And yeah, when she was starting to freeze up and she's trying to uncover more, like Anna at the end of Frozen 1, she just stood still, trying to reach out, trying to escape, so that she can not uncover any more past experiences. She reaches up and she absolutely freezes still. Does not move at all. Sorry, my sister again. Yeah, she just reaches up, stands still, does not move. And then it comes to the next scene where Anna looks at the ice sculpture image that Elsa was trying to uncover. And Anna said Elsa discovered the past of that image, because that's the grandfather who's trying to take down one of the members of I think Arendelle members, I think it was. So it was a very heartfelt moment for Anna and Elsa, because they just learned that their grandfather is a betrayal to Arendelle. But then it comes later, and this was the Avengers Infinity War kind of ending. It was like a Anna, I don't feel so good moment. Because Olaf, you see, coming from him, he's trickling away with these little snowflakes or little snow petals that's coming away from him. And to me, when I was looking at that scene, I was like, "Oh no, he's fading. He's fading, just like what Peter Parker did in Avengers: Infinity War." But yeah, Olaf gives his life away as well. Well, Elsa gave her life away, and when she does that, because she's frozen, Olaf has to go as well, because Elsa, like I said before, created Olaf during the Let It Go song, and yeah, both of them potentially, one of them's frozen, one of them's faded away, never to be created ever again. I was sad. That's why I felt sad at that point. Yeah, but then Anna then sings a song when she was breaking down, telling herself to get back up, move forward, try and find seek out the answer, be a big girl, push yourself forward, don't look back. Yeah, she was trying to rise above it, and all. So she said that she needed to destroy the dam. She needed to destroy the dam because that was the only way to balance the the past and future to its normal self. So with thanks to the Earth Golems, because she was distracting them. She was distracting them so that she can bring them into the dam so that they can destroy it with these and they were throwing like boulders at them as well. So while Anna was doing that, and also thanks to the Arendelle gods, because they were doing like that with their shield, and with their sword they would go like poof, 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 just distracting them so that they can go for them. So yeah, they flooded the dam. It was heading towards Arendelle, possibly destroying Arendelle as well. I was like, oh god, I did not want to see it. Did not want to see it go, but it looks like it's gonna happen. Until then, Elsa just unfroze. Went down into this like hole or something like that. Went down into this big black hole. And then turns out later, when the tidal wave was coming towards Arendelle, Elsa just out of freaking nowhere, got the Trojan horse again. New hairstyle, by the way, from Elsa. New hairstyle. Very. She hasn't got any, like, you know. I can't describe it from a woman's perspective or what it looks like. Ponytail look, I guess. She just let her hair down. Just not made it up or anything. Just let her hair down. Just letting the beauty out. I guess. Just letting the beauty out. But yeah, she just comes out the tidal wave with her horse, and she got to the castle. Well, near to the castle, and then she just casted a big frozen glacial wall. That's just right there, and just pushed the tidal wave back to where it was, and she saves Arendelle. She saves Arendelle from being destroyed, but the main thing is that Anna needed to destroy that dam. She did needed to destroy that dam. So that they cannot recreate that moment again, I guess. But yeah, Arendelle saved, and then Anna was made as a queen now, queen of Arendelle, and Elsa is taking care of the forest because she's now the fifth element, and she has to take care of nature, I guess. Yeah. Along with that fire spirit, listen. Oh, the fire spirit. Yes, the fire spirit. The little creature, the fire spirit. That was a cute creature as well. So I really like that little fire creature. And yeah, it just ends with Elsa going towards Otter Holland again with a horse. And yeah, and that was Frozen 2. That was Frozen 2. So I will say this storyline for Frozen 2, it does feel more complicated for children than what it was in the first one. Because the first one, it's more it is more of a story that little kids can understand, in my opinion, for the way the story was driven of Elsa's possible betrayal of how she fought towards Arendelle, and she had to let it go from all her worries and troubles. But for this one, this story felt more complex and just needed a story that's more. I mean, it was a good story. It was a good story, but this was more not compelling towards children, to their understanding. So, yeah, that's what I was really concerned about during watching that movie. But when I was watching the movie, there was a few kids there when I was watching Frozen 2, and they seemed to like it. And there was a couple cosplayers when I was watching the movie. Most of them was Elsa cosplayers that were there. Oh yeah, and there was a post-credit scene. Although I did not watch the post-credit scene during the cinema, and when I was leaving, I was like, oh wait, there could be a possible post-credit scene. And luckily enough, got back home as I am here. I watched the post-credit scene on the TV, which I have right here. Watched the post-credit scene, and basically all it was Olaf just giving a recap once again to Frozen 2. All he just said was, Elsa died, Anna died, and no. Elsa died, Olaf dies, Anna lives, we all live at the end, and it shows the I think it shows that like snow monster. Yeah, it shows the snow monster along with the little tiny spirit things, I think. And and he just says, "We all live. We all live. Yay! Happily ever after. Yay!" So yeah. Is that everything? Yep, that is everything covered of my review. So, overall review that I gotta say about this: very good visuals in this movie. The animation for this movie, once again, just like the first one, is very, very good. Visuals, animation, story just feels. I mean, the story's good, but it doesn't feel very compelling to what it was in the first one. So I guess that needed a bit more work. Idina Menzel, Kristen Stewart. Was it Kristen Stewart that played Anna? I think it was. And Josh Gretland for the main characters. Once again, doing a very terrific job. And Into the Unknown, my favourite song. My favourite song of that movie. Very, very, very bone-chilling. And very, very, very good. I can't stop listening to it. I really can't stop listening to it now. And yeah. So yeah, I'll give my give my star rating for this movie. So just like I posted on Twitter, I've given it a 7.5. And that is what I'm going to give it for this movie. 7.5 out of 10. yeah, soundtrack. Like I said, soundtrack is amazing. The visuals are amazing. The animation, once again, is amazing. Story, very complex. Voice acting was very, very good. Yeah, it's I'd say it's not as good as Frozen 1, but it's still it's just the soundtrack. The soundtrack is basically just when the album comes out, I mean, you have to get it. You have to get it. Just simple as. But story wise as well, I guess it's alright, but it's still very complex. Towards children, but for the adults is well, you would think as well. This is very not compelling towards children, isn't it? But for the adults, it's like, oh, that's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. But yeah, I'm giving this movie a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, final rating there. And so that is going to let me just close that. That is going to do it for my spoiler movie review for Frozen 2. So if you have enjoyed my review for Frozen 2, then make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you are new to my channel and want to check out more of my videos, then hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more updating content when I upload my next video. I have a Twitter page, it's at Elizabeth21, as well as a BitTube page for content that I can't show on YouTube, that will just copyright your videos. But for BitTube, I can post videos that don't copyright them, so yeah. So I have a BitTube page as well. I'll also link that down below in the description. And if you have any comments to say about this video, then leave them down below in the comment section. What did you think of this movie? What was your favourite moment of this movie? And yeah. Yeah, I guess that's all really. That's all I really want to say. So, with all that being said, do all of those that I said, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, and I'm going into the unknown.